we been able to look things up online prior to Googling content? Meaning, how have we been able to read AI's outputs so that way we improve at making an egg salad sandwich? How are we using AI to look up instructions or how to's? And specifically, how have we begun consuming YouTube content slightly differently? Have we been changing how we go from video to video? Have we been trying to get better going from video to video in this new age of AI? And this video is to explore and interact with new friends. Hi, if I haven't met you before, I'm Larry Chiang. I collect things on what they don't teach you in school. And something that has changed in my life is how I watch, curate, filter, remix, and take notes on existing videos. How AI has changed because artificial intelligence has changed my work in a way that's kind of jaw-dropping. This time is after work, where I'm getting a gauge and meeting new people. Hi, in the comments, tell me who you are and we can say hi. How, in hanging out, how have you been changing your consumption of new content? Have you been making a change? This is what changed from a video that I watched when two dudes were talking, George Gammon and Jeff Booth. They're kind of older guys, and they're talking about how employers produce using AI. And the thesis, the point that they're making was this. Jeff Booth, George Gammon, you should check out their video, which is that the cost of so many things is going so much lower because AI is making things cheaper. How I thought that this would impact entrepreneurs who are just starting off, whether they're in school or in freshly graduated from school or having skipped college. Something that would help me is for you to tell me what stage of life that you're at, and then I can curate and gear this talk to have it be most useful for you. So if you're comfortable, you guys, in the comments, state where in life you are, and let's proceed. So these guys were talking about how the productivity of your average worker is dramatically increased after you train the AI model. So when he talked about training an AI model, I thought to myself, this would be a student athlete driven catalyst, because student athletes are constantly trying to train and improve where the muscle memory and the execution methodology of a student athlete is training. So being able to be patient with other people who are burgeoning, developing, starting, that's what we have to do when we initially interact with AI. We can see it as, oh, this technology, it's not fully all the way there yet. Oh, this technology, if we're negative, it kind of stinks. Or we can be patient in training the AI model for what we're attempting to do. Let me give you an example of training a model. Vendor searching. So companies will use AI in the vendor filtration process, vendor where they're trying to pay for services. So as a service provider, let's say for credit data or cell phone number underwriting data, I want to see what OpenAI, Claude, Firebase, OpenAI have as opinions for, hey, who out there provides underwriting for cell phone numbers? Who provides guesstimates for email address quality and cell phone number quality? When the results came back from, I think I was using Grok 3, I had to go through and say, Grok 3, did you think about this API component? Grok 3, did you consider existing use cases? Did you know about bank use cases for screening whether or not a phone number is a Google Voice phone number? Grok 3, did you examine the curation process for this concept? Do you see that cell phone number underwriting is a substitute for Social Security account underwriting? Because when you're applying for TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, people are using an account number. And if you don't have an account because you're applying for credit, you're using at the base layer a Social Security number. So in training the AI model to do cell phone number underwriting using a slide deck that I had, which is, hey, Grok 3, are you aware of this slide deck? And so what you're doing is you're teaching Grok 3 how to do cell phone number underwriting, so that way your content, you're training the model so that way the next person that asks, hey, Grok 3, how do I do cell phone number underwriting? Or is there a methodology to filter quality of party attendee or car loan applicants, or who from Porsche car company should be giving out free weekend test drives in a Porsche, because you don't want to give them to people with bad cell phone numbers, or worse, that are going to steal your Porsche, or whatever weekend long trial. What this then does is it causes the AI engine to be slightly smarter with your vertical. The vertical that we've been using is cell phone number underwriting. The improvement is this. After having taught Grok 3, I think it'd be interesting, in fact, if you're to open Grok 3, the free version, which is either as a separate app, Grok, or as part of Twitter, there's a little Grok tab. I'd be curious to see what you get when you ask about, comma, quote, cell phone number underwriting. What also is interesting with Google I/O having launched with Sundar Pichai speaking and in Mountain View is this particular content is freely uploaded to the YouTube terms of service. I'm pretty positive that all the transcripts from this video and every video get compiled and thrown into the Google I/O Gemini AI engine. And so unwittingly, I am participating in Gemini getting slightly smarter when it comes to cell phone number underwriting. So these are the concepts that I've been tossing around because I wonder how people improve their own productivity and workflow. I'm curious to see how people handle the $0 subscriptions and whether or not users ask, hey, Gemini, I'd like to make $500 a month using Gemini. Can you help me do that? Because what better way to get people to sign up for $200 subscriptions than to help people at $500? Where a different video from Greg Eisenberg talks about how before you hire your first 2 to 5 people, you should be paying for a $200 service that does the work of 10 people. Think about what that bar sets at that level, where it's you as the solo proprietor or single entrepreneur, where you're thinking, can I have a staff of 10 people? Can I have a staff of 10 people for the cost of $50 if you're using Grok, or $200 if you're using Gemini or OpenAI or fill in the blank? I think Google has Firebase for free. It's another form of AI. Has this been helpful? Well, I'm Larry Chiang, and if you want to reach out, comment on a video that you see in my archives, and then we can answer questions after you comment, hey, I've got a question about how did you become the co-founder of Stanford University StartX? How did you get on ESPN for baseball? Or what 2 books did you use to start Duck 9? Oh, The Ultimate Credit Handbook and Mark McCormack, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School.